welcome back to the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Friday, January 7th. This is a podcast about knitting and crafting and books and baking and cats, but most importantly knitting, because that is what I love to do the most. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I am most active on Instagram, but I also have Twitter, Facebook, and Ravelry if you'd like to follow me over there. In addition to that, I work at a yarn store. It's called The Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas. All the social media and website information will be in the show notes, so if you would like to go check out our online store, our store hours, classes, all that jazz, you can do that there. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks, I think. It's been a while, so I apologize if I seem weird because I'm out of practice and I just haven't done it in a while. Which is not a bad thing, you know, you need to take breaks sometimes, and that's important. I'm in a different location. I'm on our bed because currently the room that I record in, our office, which is where my desk and all my yarn is currently a mess because we have, we're just organizing and going through things as you do at the beginning of the year, so you can start off clean and fresh and clear-minded and all that jazz. That also involves putting all my yarn that has been on the floor for a long time into shelves, which we now have, because they used to be in my old room at my parents' house, and we have obtained those, and they're not all together because in my old room it was a wall of shelves, but now we don't have that like ability necessarily because there's windows in the way. So I have two smaller ones in the office for yarn purposes, and then yarn and other knitted items will be scattered throughout the apartment. Hi, you want to come snuggle? And the cat will probably be joining us, which is fun. We got some fuzzy blankets for Christmas, and he has obtained them, stolen them for his own. This is still the intro, I forgot. Man, I apologize. So, without further ado, we will get into all the fun stuff. I have so much to talk about, you guys. It's crazy. So, if you would like to join me, you can go get something tasty to drink or snack upon or whatever. Craft. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on. Come on. It's okay. The cat is unsure of himself. Also, I cut my hair, but we'll talk about this more. I do apologize. Long intro. And you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Good boy. Good boy. It's okay. I know there's a lot. I know. Oh, baby, how cute are you? He's joining the podcast this week. He's just like, what's going on? Why is there so much stuff in the way? Okay, we're going to put this down because it's very hot. And I don't want to spill that. That will be very bad. Hi. Yes, I know. Hello. So, everyone, first off, got a lot to talk about. First off, yes, I did cut my hair. My hair is short now. That happened sometime last week. It's very exciting. Isn't it, Birdie? Isn't it, Bubby? I'm gonna get really distracted. Oh, but I love you so much. I did get my hair cut, which is very, bless you, which is very exciting. I very randomly decided to chop it all off, which is not like me. I am more of a planner when it comes to my hair, and it was very much a like, oh, but I do apologize, my bangs are not cooperating today. It was very much like I'm really tired of having long hair. I love it, but I'm just ready for something new. So off it came. And I'm really excited about having short hair again. We figured out that I had been growing out my hair since before we got married, which will be 2 years next Monday, a week from today actually, which is crazy, which means that today is my mother and father-in-law's wedding anniversary, which is very exciting. So fun times are ahead, lots of celebrations and stuff. So that's number one thing that does not have to do with the podcast. Is there anything else that doesn't have to do with the podcast? I don't know. Does really anything have to do with the podcast that I talk about? I'm very rambly. How was your holiday season? How was your Christmases or whatever you celebrate, your New Year's? We had a very fun time with family and friends, I should say. We saw a lot of friends, and I have a text message. We saw lots of family. We did some traveling. We went up to Tulsa, went to Loops, a knitting store, whatever it's called, up in Tulsa, which was super fun. That was really great. Got a lot of knitting done because just due to traveling and stuff, it is very knitting conducive. Is that the correct word? I don't know. Hopefully you know what I mean. You get a lot of knitting done when you're traveling, and also just sitting and chatting with family and stuff like that. So I also apologize. I don't apologize, but also I kind of apologize that the cat is here. It is distracting, but he's also just being very sweet. And I just can't stand it, Mimi. You're just so sweet. He's like, yes, I know. Pay more attention to me, please. I don't know. Let's see. What do we want to talk about next? I don't think there's anything else like non-knitting related or podcast related. So we'll move on to podcast information. This is most important. This is super exciting, and I am very lucky and honored that the author of The Good Shepherd, the book that I reviewed last year, Diane Prokop, that she is doing a giveaway with me. So I get to give away 3 ebooks to you guys. And the giveaway starts on Wednesday, January 9th, the day that you're seeing this. And Birdie, isn't that just so exciting? He's very excited. So I have all my information that I need to remember on this piece of paper that my mom gave me in my stocking that says adult things, which is pretty cute. So it starts on Wednesday, January 9th. It closes on Sunday, January 27th. I will explain why now, I guess. So I was originally going to have the giveaway be open for 2 weeks, but that lands in a time where I'm actually going to be gone. So I'm going to have this week and next week where we have a regular podcast, but the week after, on the 21st, there will not be a podcast. Or that week of the 21st, I should say, just because I will be in Colorado and I will be skiing with my family. So that didn't work out, so then I just pushed it back the week afterwards, and that's how I came up with the 27th. Just so you were aware. There will be 3 winners. So not 1, not 2, but 3 of you guys will get to win an ebook of your choice. Diane has 3 books that are kind of knitting related or have references to knitting in them. I've read The Good Shepherd, and I have a copy of the Red String and Her Shorter Things collection, and all 3 of them have knitting references or are knitting related, which is really fun. So that's really cool that you guys get to pick from those. I highly recommend all of them. She is a wonderful author. So, in order to enter, if you want to win one of these amazing books, which I would highly recommend you doing because it's very easy to enter, all you have to do is comment on this episode on the YouTube page. I will not be accepting entries on any other locations, just on YouTube. Just down below, comment now. You need to answer the question is what was your favorite book in 2018? I don't know what mine is. I say that, and I should know because I'm asking that question. And the question number 2 is, what is a knitting related thing that you are most excited about in 2019? Or do you have knitting plans, or just something that you're excited about that is knitting related in the coming year. So you answer to those two things in a comment below. On Sunday, January 27th, I will not accept any more of those comments. I will pick 3 people. I will message you, hopefully, or you can send me a message. I'm going to work on that with your email addresses. I will forward those email addresses to Diane, and she will get in contact with you in order to send you your ebook of choice. Each person will win 1 book. It's super exciting. Once again, I am so excited and happy to be working together with Diane to do this. It is really wonderful. So thank you, Diane, for being willing to share your books with my viewers. I really appreciate it. This is such a wonderful opportunity, and this is just always good to start off the new year with a brand new book. Also, I know you can't see the cat, but the cat is here. He has laid down, and must be grumpy because he's facing away from me, but that's okay. We love him anyway. So yes, the giveaway stuff is very exciting. Please enter, please comment below. I would love to hear what your answers are, and I know Diane would love to hear those things as well. So that is big thing number 1. Big thing number 2, I feel very just not put together today. I had like so many big things to talk about, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do great. This is awesome. And now that the camera is rolling, I don't know what to say. On the non-podcasting note, I will let you guys know I've upgraded. I am a little bit more professional in the podcasting world now. I have an actual tripod for my camera, and you can't even imagine how much easier this has made my life. I don't have to find random objects around the apartment in order to make some form of a tripod or a stand. It is literally just standing on my bed on nothing right now. It's fine. It may be bouncing around a little bit, but I am very happy with it. It's also kind of like a coppery rose gold, and I was very happy with that. So Sam did a good job picking that out. I also got a lot of yarn, which I'll go into. Oh, there was some more that I was going to show. Dang it. Oh well, maybe next week. He also got me or no, did he get me? Someone got me. My parents might have gotten me. I got a Bluetooth remote, so I can take pictures using my phone, but I can use the remote remotely, no pun intended, and take easy, or it will be easy for me to take finished object pictures if I am by myself, which is really great. Granted, all of those things are done on my phone, which not the highest camera quality, because I do have a nicer camera, but it is really amazing. I'm not complaining. It is absolutely wonderful and works very well. I was surprised at how easy it was to set up, and I didn't have any problems at all because I read the instructions, because that is also very helpful. So that's really exciting in regards to production with the Catnip podcast and all that jazz. So big news, what else? I don't know. We'll take a pause here and we will work on what we should say next, because I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. It's a sign that I haven't been doing this in a while, so apologies. So I know one thing that is very fun and very exciting and happening this coming week on Thursday, January 10th. At the Modern Skein, I have a plastic package, I do apologize, and it's gonna be kind of crinkly. But at the Modern Skein, we are having a series of classes. I will be teaching a series of classes. There will be one a month until March. So there's January 10th, February 7th. They're all Thursdays, I do know that. So one Thursday from January to March, I will be teaching a sweater class at the Modern Skein. And that will just be the basic anything that you need to know about knitting a sweater. And so that will involve like getting gauge, increases, how you do this kind of stuff, why you want to do certain things, fit, dividing for sleeves, picking up stitches, and just stuff like that. The pattern we will be using is the Basic Raglan by Hoagie Locatelli. It is a DK weight, very simple, just your basic top-down raglan as the pattern name suggests, which is very, very clearly stated. So that is very exciting. I did get my yarn in the mail the other day, which is very exciting. I will be knitting it out of Knit Picks City Tweed DK in the Toad colorway, which I love this color, but I also love the name. And you know me, I know a lot of knitters are like this. If it's got a cute name, you really can't pass it up. But this is, oh man, the lighting in here is just perfect. Maybe I should do this in here more often. So as you can see, it's a tweedy color, but it's like a toad color, or tweed color. It's like a tweed base, but a dark olivey green color, which I don't have any sweaters this color, and I'm very excited about this. I will be knitting the raglan with the class, but after it is over, I will be practicing my impromptu steeking, which I'm a little afraid of, but I'm not going to cross that bridge until I get there, because that will just make me not enjoy knitting this. So that is very exciting. I will be doing that. I believe there are 2 spots still available if you want to sign up. Obviously, when you watch this, it'll be the next day, but if you can come, we would love to have you. And if not, if you just need help with your sweater information or whatever, because the Modern Skein is having a sweater knit along from January to March, if you knit, the requirements is that you knit an adult sweater and that you use at least 1 skein from the Modern Skein. You can be entered into win a $75 gift card to the store, which can be used online or in person. So if you happen to live in California, or you happen to live in Oklahoma or Florida or New York or wherever you may be, or overseas for that matter, you might be living in England, if you want to participate, you can. So that is really exciting. All that information is on the Modern Skein's website and in the Modern Skein newsletter, also on the Instagram. If you want to go check that out and you can be a part of the knit along, we would love to have you. And like I said, if you are doing the knit along and just need some sweater advice, you're more than welcome to come into the store at any point and ask for some suggestions, because we would be happy to help. So I think that is it in regards to announcements and just things to discuss for me to tell you. Sorry, my phone keeps buzzing. I do have so much knitting content. Everyone, I don't know, like, obviously it's good to take breaks. It's really good to just kind of, if you're working on something hard, if you have the ability to take a break, it's really good just to take 1 week off, take 2 weeks off, refresh yourself. If you're doing something creative, just kind of let your creative juices kind of rejuvenate themselves. So you're just fresh with new ideas, and also you can have so much content for when you come back, and then you can have this stuff to talk about for the rest of forever because there's so much. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 projects sitting in front of me, 2 of which are not cast on, 3 of which have been cast on over the past several weeks. 1 of them is finally done. Everyone, it's finally done. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. And is there something in the bottom of this bag? I don't remember. I want to show this to you before the time has come. Okay, so there's also things that I want to discuss with you, because, you know, knitting goals are a thing. So I think what I want to do is, I've done all the admin-y stuff, kind of, and I'll go through my knitting, And then I want to take the second half of the podcast to kind of tell you what my knitting goals for 2019 are, go over my 2018 goals and how did I do with them, and then also just kind of random goals that I have set for myself that I didn't write any of those down. So we'll see how that one goes, coming up with those on the fly. So that is kind of how I'm gonna go about this podcast. I will go into these projects in greater detail next week, but I just want to try and fit everything in this week's episode just because it's been so long and I have so much to talk about, and I also don't want to wait because I'm really excited about all this stuff and I want to share it with you. So without further ado, I guess we have 7 if you count the class sweater. So we have this one, the toad, for work, which is awesome. Now I don't know where to put it. That's the problem. Oh goodness, I apologize. I'm also gonna need to clear off my SD card in just a moment. Do I do that now? Do I wait? I don't know. I don't want to move because I have everything set up pretty nicely. Oh well. Hi, we're back. See, I also like being on the bed because I can lean back, and this is really nice. Also, my feet are cold, so I can be under a blanket. This is just so wonderful. We should record more on the bed more often, shouldn't we, chicken? Shouldn't we? And Birdie's like, I just want to snuggle you right now. We're working right now, chicken. So let's have a chat. What have you been working on before I show you? Do you have any Christmas things that you got? Yarn for Christmas, needles for Christmas. Everyone, I did get my interchangeable set of Chalgoos. What? I'm so excited. I love them. I've switched over pretty much everything that I can at this point. Don't flick your tail. I need that. That's important. I've also made plans to extend my collection because the Modern Skein's getting tips and cords this coming week, so that's really exciting. So yes, if you're curious, I got the 5-inch tips and I got the small set, so size 3 through 8, and I'm going to build off of that because I didn't want to get the full set because that was more and I wouldn't use all those sizes, like all of them. Excuse me, so I just thought it'd be silly to do that, so I thought I would get the small, or ask for the small size, and then build off of that myself. So yay, that is very exciting. Let us show this massive project that has lasted me. It's been on my needles, everyone. It's embarrassingly long, for 2 years. Is that embarrassing? Yes. Am I ashamed of this? Maybe a little bit. I know I shouldn't be. It's really okay. It's just a project. It had its phases. Almost all the ends have been woven in, everyone. It has yet to be blocked. I know that that's not necessarily the order that you should do things in or what I've done them in the past, but I just really felt the need to weave them all in last night after I cast it off, and it was very therapeutic, so I just went with the flow. Okay, this is just so big. I've also, breathing is important, and when you podcast on the regular as you do, you know that you need to breathe, obviously, and when you, for me anyway, this is my personal experience, so maybe it's not like this for you, but for me anyway, if I take a break from podcasting the first week back, I get so out of breath because I forget to breathe or like when to breathe or whatever. So I apologize if I sound out of breath. That is why. It's just because I'm talking so much. Anyway, that is, yes, that is just a thing of being a podcaster. Fun fact if you didn't know. So everyone, dear everyone, I don't know how many times I've shown you guys this thing. I've shown it to you quite a lot, and now it's done. This is the Starting Point Mystery Knit Along by Joji Locatelli, and it's done. It's also massively, massively huge. It's big. I don't know if they're all this big, but we can all just admire the beautifulness. This pattern is stunning. Would I knit it again? Probably not, but that's not because of the pattern. It's just because it was a lot of knitting, and now I have one, and I probably am fine with just one. If you've made more than one starting point, good for you. That's awesome. It was a lot of fun to make. I will link my Ravelry project page in the show notes, where you can find everything that I'll discuss in this episode. Hopefully, if I forget, I do apologize, but I will link my project page, which has all my yarns in it, because let's see if I can do this. Let's start with here, just hold it up. This first color, the first two colors are Manos del Uruguay. I can never pronounce that correctly, and I do apologize. This first one is called Rosewater. The second one is called Miss Havisham, excuse me. This orangey color is called Faded Quilt. This dark gray is Toner Cartridge, and then this light gray is called Kitten. These three colors here are Madeleine Tosh, Merino Light, and Mo Light in various forms. One of the reasons why I held this off for so long is that I ran out of yarn, or I was going to run out of yarn for some things, or for the Faded Quilt color anyway. So this orangey color, and you need a lot of it for, or not a lot of it, but you do need a fair amount of it for finishing up these like last little bit of triangles. So I really didn't know what to do, and I was really upset that I had worked so hard on this thing and I like was gonna not have enough yarn. And thankfully I found a skein of yarn that fits perfectly, because you might wonder, I mean, clearly I finished it. Does it look any different? No, not really. Not really. Like, looks pretty similar. Could have fooled you, at least on the podcast anyway. You might be able to tell looking at it closely because they're different bases. The one that I used is Malabrigo Sock, so it's applied yarn. It's not a single. All the rest of these yarns are singles. And the colorway name I think is Marta, M-A-R-T-E. I do not have the ball band. It is in the other room. I am so done with this thing, everyone. The time has come. I am now done with it, and I am really excited about this, and also Birdie loves snuggling in it. So almost all the ends are woven in. I just need to block it now. I'm really excited about it. I think also, fun fact, you'll have heard this here on the podcast, breaking news. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little tassels, not too long, maybe yay big, like that-ish, and put them on the corners, because I really like the look of tassels, and I think that would really add a lot to this pattern. So I'm very excited about it. Like I said, it's Starting Point, her mystery knit along. I did start it as a mystery knit along, so that was 2 years ago. It is no longer a mystery, obviously, because it's been out for 2 years. It's called Starting Point by Hoki Locatelli. I would highly recommend it. It's a very fun knit. It's a very interesting construction if you've never done something like this. It's very fun. It's just a lot of knitting. You really have to be a process knitter with this thing. Which, that being said, I remember correctly, since it's been 2 years, I did get a lot of reading done when I worked on this. Whenever I would pick it up and work on it, I always got a lot of reading done, and I think that is really wonderful. It was a good reading project. I read a lot of good books, if I remember correctly, And we're also still living in Dallas, so that's pretty crazy. This has been through the ages. It's massive. So I really don't know if other people's are this big. Might be just mine. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I really love it. What's also great, so like I said, I'm going to Colorado soon, and this is stunning. I have another project that I'm really gonna try and get done in time for it. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but if not, this will be a good backup, everyone. So I am loving this. I think this is the first time I've put it on, and this is what a wonderful experience. The time has finally come. Oh, the time has come. What is the poem? Laura said. I don't remember how it starts. Oh well, doesn't matter. Very exciting. So that is it for my finished objects thing. We'll discuss this more later when we talk about my knitting goals and such, but I'm going to keep this on because I just love it. So what did I cast on? That looks weird. We're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it out like that. That also looks weird, but we're just going to accept it, deal with it. Okay, so this is living in my new bag that my mom got for me when she was in France this past fall in October, I think. Which is fitting because the yarn that I'm using is also from France. Everyone, can you tell what this is? I know it's far away, but everyone, this is La Bien-Aimée in Pop Grunge. Pop Grunge, everyone! The time has come. That is how that poem starts. Couldn't remember. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. Not relevant, but definitely needed to be shared. So, if you are new to the podcast, you might not have heard me talk about this, but if you were an old-time viewer, you would know that my mom and I decided to do the no-frills sweater out of Pop Grunge as a Christmas-y, not necessarily Christmas Eve, but Christmas-y cast-on, which we did, and we worked on it together, and oh my goodness, everybody, this is so amazing. Can you tell that I'm excited? Because I'm really excited. This is how it's knitting up. It's a little less bright in person, actually. I feel like this lighting is making those pops of color seem more neon-y than they actually are. So, fun fact. The no frill sweater, if you are unfamiliar, is just a very basic top-down raglan. It's a little bit more balloony and flowy and very comfortable looking. It's by Petite Knit. It is on Ravelry. I would highly recommend it. It is very, very wonderfully written. It's a wonderful sweater. It's a wonderful yarn. I'm loving this. I actually haven't worked on this in a couple days just because I've been working on other things, and I'm trying to get this one project done for our ski trip, which is not necessarily gonna change the ski trip by any means. It's just a thing for me. So this is a no frills in Pop Grunge by Petite Knit. The yarn is La Bien-Aimée. What am I saying? I said Pop Grunge in the wrong place. No frills, excuse me. Let's start over. Rewind, start over. No Frills by Petite Knit. Yarn is Merino Singles by La Bien-Aimée, excuse me, in the Pop Grunge colorway. My needles are my interchangeable chow goos. Oh my goodness, everyone. They are heavenly. I can't begin to express to you how much I love them. I know I've knit with these needles before, or not like these specific needles, but I've knit with the Chalgoos before, and it's just always so wonderful. I love it. So yes, so good all around. This is like a feel good project. I'm also at a point where it's just very mindless and I'm doing raglan creases for till the end of time. So my rows are like super long. It's another good reading project. I have a lot of really good reading projects right now. So moving on, we are still in the autumnal sense. We're still using this bag because currently all my knitting stuff is a mess in the office. This will be fixed, I do promise. I am making this yarn was a gift, a Christmas gift. This I am making the Nurtured Sweater by Andrea Mowry. And this is a thing that I would like to discuss. Everyone, I would like to discuss. So, as you can tell from that picture, it is a cropped sweater. It's a cropped sweater. I have really never been interested in knitting or wearing really anything that is cropped, just because I don't feel super confident in anything that's cropped. That is not a problem with the items of clothing necessarily, but that's something that I want to get better at because everyone, if you have not seen the Fat Squirrel Speaks podcast, what she has, her bonus episode recently about being knitworthy, you need to watch it regardless of what size you are. It's so wonderful and I would highly recommend it. It's just knitting what you want to wear, knitting what you like, and knitting what makes you comfortable. But also not really caring, like, it's okay. But the other thing is that the Andrea Mowry and some other people, I now forget their names and I really do apologize, but Andrea Mowry has posted about this quite a bit, is that if you are knitting, I need to breathe. If you are knitting a cropped item, whether it be a sweater, a pullover, cardigan, whatever, and you want it to look good on your body, then you need to measure on you where your waist ends and where it would look best cropped on you, because obviously everyone's waists and torsos are different lengths, that your waist hits at different spots, all that jazz. Everybody's bodies are different. And that, when I heard that, was just like, oh wow, you're right. You know what, if I measured from my armpit to where my natural waist is, which I do have, I like my waist, and that's, I just, yes. So I thought that was just very inspirational and very encouraging and very like knowledgeful, I don't know, insightful. That's probably the more accurate word, in regards to knitting crop sweaters. So that is something that I'm really excited to be doing more of this year, and knitting more crop sweaters that fit me and where my waist is and look good on me. And that probably means fixing up the pattern and knitting a little bit longer, because I do have, based off of this pattern anyway, the Nurtured Sweater, I do have to add almost an extra 2 inches or something to get it to my natural waist, which it is what it is. That's just how my body is, and I'm really excited to do that with other sweaters this year. So without further ado, this is my Nurtured sleeve. I just have one right now, but I'm really enjoying it. It's been a really fun knit. And my very stitch markers. I really love this texture. I will say it's very easy to get off on this texture and not like mess up with the pattern repeat, and the pattern, if you mess up, it's pretty obvious, unfortunately. But thankfully I've been able to catch all my stakes pretty early on, so I don't have to rip out too much, but it does happen. So again, these are knit on my wonderful chalgoos. These are fixed chalgoos, but they are still chalgoos, and they're very wonderful. I also have a teapot for my stitch marker right there, which is very fun. My yarn that I am using is Drops Nepal, and I forget what it was called online because we just have a number right here. So, excuse me, 7139. It's like a gray green, like a sea foamy green. It's looking more blue on camera. So that is very exciting. I will admit, this is a very embarrassing thing to admit, but you know what, everybody, people make mistakes. Regardless of how long you've been knitting, you'll make mistakes, and it's okay, and you're only human, and it's fine. But I did realize that when I was looking at the yardage, I actually looked at the gram number instead of the yardage number, and let me tell you, I felt pretty dumb. I was so disappointed though. I was looking at the yardage and I was like, I don't think... I was looking at the actual yardage of what I needed for my size, and I was looking at the amount of yarn balls that I had, and I was like, oh no. It's just, oh, so dumb. Could have happened to anybody. Could have happened to anybody. But, so my mom also got yarn for the sweater, and she was very kind about it and told me not to worry about it, but I did feel very unfortunately sad because we don't have all the yarn that we need, and all of the yarn, all the Nepal is currently sold out, so we have to wait, but we can knit with what we want right now. But anyway, I feel like I kind of rambled there. Did all that make sense? I don't know. So anyway, this is the Nurtured Sweater by Andrea Mowry. I'm using Drops Nepal. I'm very excited about this. I'm just really excited about knitting more for me and making the adjustments that are good for me, and it hopefully enabling me to wear more of what I make. I'm really excited about that, and I don't know how I'll do that. Don't know how, but you know what? It's the beginning of a new year. It's the beginning of learning new things, and I'm really excited about what is in store for me. So fun times ahead. I'm really excited to share all that with you guys. So this was cast on the December 26th. It was funny because, so we did Christmas with my family on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve and all that jazz, and then on Christmas, on the 22nd, or what, 20, still what are the days? Christmas is on the 25th, the day after, on the 26th, we went over to my in-laws' house and celebrated Christmas with them, which is when I cast this on, and it was great. I will also say that because I didn't have anything smaller than a 16-inch with the fixed and the interchangeables, and I didn't have DPNs because I didn't know, I had to use 2 circs. I tried magic looping, not my favorite, really didn't work, especially with the chalgoo cords, which is the downside of a chalgoo cord. It's fine for me because I don't like magic looping, in my personal preference. But using 2 circulars actually was, by the time I got to the point where I could put it all on one needle, I was like, 2 circs is really not that bad. But that was pretty recently that I put that onto one circular needle, so it took me a long time to do all that on 2 circs. It's not the end of the world, it's not my first choice. But you know what? I learned something new. I got better at something, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. I'm proud of myself for not giving up. So, go me. It's okay. Sometimes, even if you don't like doing it, it's probably better for you if you try just a little bit, and who knows, you might love it. So, try something new. Tea break. Moving forward. Moving forward. Everyone, this item has been the topic of much conversation. Before this was cast on, definitely, probably more so before this was cast on. I brought this question to you guys before about whether or not I should cast on my Vertices Unite, and I got a resounding half and half pretty much. I feel like there were not half and half. There were some people who said to cast it on then, and most people were saying to wait until I finished all my Christmas items, which everyone, they did. Oh my goodness, they did. They all got done. I was knitting one that wasn't due for on Christmas Day, on Christmas, like the night of the 25th, but that's okay. You know what? They all got done. They all got gifted. What? Probably will do better about planning for next year, although to be fair, it really wasn't that bad. I feel like I did a good job. Anyway, so I finished the bulk of everything, and I was just like, oh, wow. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to get all that done, and like I didn't know how much pressure I was putting on myself until it was all gone, because I felt like there was a weight lifted off my shoulders. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying that like knitting for people like gives me anxiety or whatever, because that's not what I'm saying. There was a lot to do, and I was just really stressing out about it, and once it was done, I was like, whoa, okay, you know what, maybe next year be a little bit more chill. Maybe do it a little bit earlier. Won't like stress you out as much. Anyway, so I finished them, and then everyone, I've gotten so much done on my Vertices Unite, because that needed to be sung because this is an exciting moment. Like, everyone, can we even right now? Can we even? And I've literally just finished section 2. So I'm getting ready to move on to section 3, which I'm so excited for. I knit most of section 1 on the, what am I saying? We went to Tulsa. When we went to Tulsa, I brought my Nurture sweater, the no frills, and my Vertices Unite. I knit like a poop ton on all of them. I was very proud of myself. I cycled through, I got lots done, and I got halfway through the decreases on section 1 while I was there, which I was very, very proud of myself, because you increase like so many stitches and you have so many stitches and it takes for forever. And so I finally finished it. And I'm getting ready to knit back this one row, close up these short rows, and then start on section 3, everyone. This is the thing that I would really love to take with me to Colorado, because like that would just be so cool. That would just be really neat, and I could take such cool pictures. But anyway, so that is a definite possibility. I don't know. I might not. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I also don't want to put that pressure on myself. It's really okay. It's okay if I don't. Anyway, so enough chatter. Also, this is by Stephen West. Needing to breathe. This is by Stephen West, if you are unfamiliar with the man, the knitting genius that he is. He creates very unique shapes. So this is the shape that it is. It's a shawl. It's a very asymmetrical shawl. It's knit in sections and in pieces. Some are striped, some are not. It's hard to tell because this is a black and white picture, but clearly I've done some striping here. So yes, there are 6 sections in the border, and I just finished section 2. But that being said, section 2 I think has the most stitches, so besides the border. But the border is applied, so it really doesn't matter. So I feel good about that. I feel like I've done a big, massive chunk of knitting. If you are interested in my colors, everyone, let me pull them all out. So, let me tell you my order, because I have them written out. Color A is Demure by Suburban Stitcher on her Merino single, or her single. Color B is Rosé All Day, which is also by Suburban Stitcher. I got both of these at her trunk show when she was at the Modern Skein back in September, maybe? Very exciting. C is not quite as exciting, but still good stash yarn. It's Madeline Toshmo Light in the Antler colorway, a standard white. Color D is Ching Fibers in the Okinami color. It's much more darkened in person than it is showing up on camera. It's more on the teal side rather than the blue side. So, just so you are aware. And then color E, which I think is my personal favorite, is also Ching Fibers, which is the Cactus colorway. And it is stunning, everyone. It's absolutely stunning. I love it. So this is the next section that I will be knitting on is I'm only knitting with this. There will be no striping. It'll be all Cactus. That is the only section that Cactus appears in, if I remember correctly. I really wanted this color to shine because it's my favorite, and I am just so excited. I'm so excited. It is living in my happy bag, which I love. It is very wonderful and holds so much goodness, and it's my favorite. So happy days in my happy bag with my Vertices Unite. So that is all that I have that I've cast on and have been working on in the past couple days, or since I finished podcasting for the year. We're just gonna relax on the pillows. So yes, just as you do. This makes me feel very fancy. I really love this. Oh man, everybody, okay, maybe everyone needs a starting point. I think you should knit a starting point. Also, all of this was stash. All of this was stash. Half of this is stash. Actually, more than half of this is stash. I have 5 skeins. One of them was super old stash. 2 of them I had gotten in September, and then two more of them I got for this project in particular. It's okay. We were discussing this at the yarn store recently, that I don't think, if you were on a yarn diet, let's just have a chat. I have already said this. I feel very chill right now. If you put yourself on a yarn diet in 2019, that's wonderful. If you think that would help you, good for you. Way to go. I know that's hard because I'm doing that as well. But that being said, you know what? If it would help you, if it would enable you to use more from your stash, if you got 1 or 2 skeins for a project, if you got one or 2 skeins in order to enable you to use up 5 more skeins from your stash, who cares about the yarn diet? If you're using up 5, or not even 5, even if you're using up 2 skeins from your stash, I think that's pretty wonderful. You're bringing in 2, you're taking out 4. I think that's wonderful. I do not think that counts towards your yarn diet. You heard it from me. Don't count that towards your yarn diet. I just think that's really great. I don't think it's worth beating yourself up about it if you are really trying super hard to go on a yarn diet. If you want to use up your stash, then sometimes your stash needs a little enhancing in order for it to be successful. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So just yarn diet mindfully. Be aware of what you want and what you need, and then you can use your stash even more. Also, side note, a lot of people were another big question that I had about my vertices before I cast it on was what needles I was going to use. These are my 6 fix because I started this before Christmas, so before I got my interchangeable set. So I think that was on the 22nd? Oh, I wrote it down on my pattern. See, that's one thing that I've been doing more of, is printing off my patterns and writing all over them, and I love it. Yeah, the 22nd. I cast it on the 22nd. So I didn't have my interchangeables yet. But I did remove my Chow-Gu 6s from the black and gray shawl because this is a happy project. I wanted happy needles, and the black and gray thing can just wait, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna feel bad about it because I love this project. It makes me so happy. I love it. I also can't tell you how long I have wanted a Vertices Unite, but could never come up with the correct, like, a color combination that really spoke to me. This color combination is screaming my name. This is, it's so wonderful. I think it's also started raining, which is very nice. So that's fun. Vertices Unite, lots of various yarns. Loving it. Loving it. So, really quickly, you know what? I think we're gonna save the goals and stuff for next week just because there's so much and I still need to make dinner. And like put it in the crock pot. So, I do apologize. I know I said I would do that in this episode, but I think I'm gonna have to cut it short. So, I do have 2 more projects, and I have another yarn project thing out in somewhere. Oh, I have more than one. I have 2 that I know of that are new. Okay, well anyway, we'll just stick with these 2 that I have right now. This one I did get for Christmas. I do have a bag of this, but it's gonna be very crinkly, so I'm not gonna let the whole thing up. This is Knit Picks palette in the Pumice Heather colorway. It's a little bit more brown in person. This is probably more accurate if you hold it back here. This, everyone, is going to become a Wool and Honey by Andrea Mowry, which is another pattern that I've wanted to make for forever. forever and ever. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I got this yarn for Christmas, and I'm so excited. I know I've said this before. I just can't wait. I don't know when to cast it on. I really want to cast it on. There's nothing wrong with doing this because I feel like I really paid my dues in regards to Christmas knitting and not casting anything else on. That being said, one of my goals is working on finishing at least 1 or 2 languishing whips a month, which I think is pretty doable. So, I think it's possible. Which makes it more okay to cast things on, because you know what, I have all of my whips in a big basket. It's a big basket, but they all fit in one basket. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the other thing that I got was a recent very treat yourself purchase. So the Modern Skein recently got our shipment in of Melted Baby Suri from Ching, and I couldn't resist. This is showing up much more bubblegummy on the camera, but it's much more like flamingo-y, because that's its name, flamingo. So much more bright and pink, and it's not showing up correctly, and that's very sad. It's beautiful. So Melted Baby Suri is a heavy fingering, almost a DK weight yarn that looks and feel, or it doesn't feel, but it looks like it would be like a mohair type yarn, but it's thicker, but it's also made from Melted Baby Suri alpaca. So this literally, everyone, feels like a cloud. I just want to press it all over my face. So what I just got 1 skein, because what I'm going to be doing with this is just making a simple cowl. The cowl I will be doing is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's called the Birthday Cake Cowl. It's knit on a size 9. It'll be very loose and drapey. I will love it because I really just want this yarn to shine because it's just so beautiful, and I also want it around my neck. I want this so badly around my neck. So this is very exciting. It will be a very quick knit. I hope to maybe cast this on this coming week, or maybe have this being a travel project for our ski trip in a couple weeks, because this would be a very good and quick travel knitting project. I can probably get it done on the flight over there, probably. So fun times are ahead. This is very exciting. I do love this. This is truly wonderful, and I have so many fun things more in store to show you, and just so many more fun projects to share with you. I'm really excited about my knitting in 2019 and just all the plans that I have. So like I said, I will save my goals and stuff for next week. I do apologize, but I gotta stop this. It's gonna be a long one, just as it is. So I do apologize for that, but you'll look forward to the goals and stuff next week, because that's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to sharing those with you, and so I can be held accountable again, because that's always good. Once you put it out on the internet, then you feel a little bit more obligated to get things done, in a good way though. So we shared. I talked about a lot of stuff. Lots of knitting, lots of just discussion and everything. Thank you for being patient with me while I took a break. It was greatly needed, and I feel very refreshed and ready to go with the new year with the podcast. So that's very exciting. I will do my best to link everything in the show notes. If I do forget anything, I do apologize, but I will do my best. So if you want to check those things out, Ravelry pages, all that jazz, it'll be in my show notes, which will be on my blog. So if you are on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below, or if you're on my blog already, everything will be down below. In addition to that, if you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so if you want to go follow me over there, you can see what I get up to and what I am casting on today, tomorrow, this week. I have no idea, because I have so many fun things that I want to knit, and I can't wait to cast them on. Information about the yarn store that I work at, the Modern Skein, will also be in the show notes. The information about the sweater class will also be on the website and in the store's newsletter if you would like to check those out. Fun stuff is ahead this year at the Modern Skein, so you don't want to miss out on that. Also, please comment, please leave your question answers to enter the giveaway for this book, or a book of your choice that Diane will be giving to you, which is super exciting. I'm really looking forward to reading all your answers. Again, the questions are: what was your favorite book of 2018, and what is something knitting related that you were excited about in 2019? So please leave your comments. The giveaway will be open for a long time, so don't worry about that. Just get your comments in on this video. On other videos it will not be counted, so it's just on this video. Also, only one comment per one entry per person, one comment per person, whatever, all that jazz. If you comment a couple times with different stuff, that's fine, but I will only count your one comment with your answers in it as one entry, so you are aware that is how it works. I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday season, that you saw lots of friends, family, ate good food, stayed safe, got a lot of knitting done, all that jazz. I hope it was wonderful for you. I know my holiday season was very, very much fun. Very fun, very much fun, lots of fun. I had a great time. We all had a great time. So if you have crafty plans for this coming week or this coming weekend, I hope that they are successful. I have lots of crafty plans. We're starting our sweater class on Thursday, which is very exciting. Just moving forward with everything. I am so excited. I just feel very inspired to get things done and knit more things that are gonna be even more useful to me and me wearing them. That was a very badly formed sentence, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I'll get more into that next week when we go over my goals, but we'll just leave that statement there for right now. So with that, thank you so much for coming and checking out this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Birdie, you want to say bye? Birdie, you want to say bye?